documenting my healing process. And I've really discovered in all of this, that I'm not crazy after being told only I've ever been crazy. So this morning, well, he told me I'm crazy again. He threatened to call the police on me because I'm standing up for myself, because he was starting to throw my stuff again and he was scaring me. And I start to yell because I'm scared. And he threatened to call the police. And if I get the police called because of all the abuse from the hospital, the records and how the system continuously supports that, I'd be fucked. That's how this works. That's why this is so disgusting. And so yesterday, like even talking to all that, like I'm scared, right? Like I have to delete the video, all the stuff. All of this has come from fear. He doesn't recognize any of it clearly. So yesterday what happened was, and I felt it the day before on Thursday, I'm like, something's not right, because he's getting his rage and anger, his energy's really bad, which is what first triggered me to go to the hospital the third time, his abuse, which is the PTSD, because he used to be more violent, but it was the cheating and the different things and whatever else, right? So like I said, though, because I can fight, I didn't realize why I could fight. It's different. So if I was a different type of woman who couldn't fight back, this would be a very different situation on the physical side, right? He has pushed me and shoved me once, like I said before, but it's not the violence per se. It's the other type of violence with the mental, also like physically wrecking my stuff, right? Like this morning he was starting to do that. I had to open the video to start to take a video, and that scared him enough to stop, but then he tried to get my phone, right? So that's where I was like, okay. And then that's when the threat of the police thing came up, because it's like he wants me out, but he controls me. It's both, right? Where I'm saying like, but I have to stop this cycle, because what happened? Why am I still here? Because I crash and burn every time, right? And then I don't have the physical energy to do all this other stuff. Why? Because the hospital, you put me back here. You abused me further. You blackmailed me. You gave my child to the other abuser, right? So it's like with the best of, they keep protect. So my other ex-husband, who's so abusive, right? This one was protecting me from that one at times, but I'm still the one. Like, this is why this people can't get out of this. Is why I want to kill myself, right? But I'm trying not to kill myself. That's why I'm documenting these things. And I had to take a video, right? Because of the police threat, I was really scared. So he, last night, I make, because I do have a fear. I'm always in fear. Now that I've realized and looked back at how this guy has played head games with me and how he's fucked up my life, yes. But I'm also having a plan, like I'm having to talk, like figure this out and come out and get stronger. So that I'm not in the same mental place, so that I'm safe and I can work through this. This is absolutely why too. I know 1,000,000% what I've done is like the doctors have no fucking clue. They're not even in my league when it comes to PTSD. There's not one doctor I've met in this world that's in my league. Not one therapist, nobody. Nobody, after the shit I've been through and with the studies I've done myself. So I'm fully confident that I am a mindset expert. Absolutely. Why? Where's the mindset shift difference? Yesterday, he comes back, and it's being aware of it. Like, that's the thing. I wasn't aware of these things before. And he so I make dinner, I'm cooking dinner, I have it, and he's, I'm not allowed to talk about his work, right? So he doesn't want to talk about that anymore, whatever is going, so I'm not allowed to talk about that. All I do, I don't talk to anybody. What do I do? Work all day to try to get this going. That's all I do. And he doesn't even like he said this morning, you haven't been doing anything. So he thinks I haven't been working the last year every day to improve either. Like, I'm like, you just never recognize one thing I've ever done as work. Ever. Even though I've worked 10 times harder than him. But why? Because he's made more money. It doesn't recognize. And this is what we're an example of chauvinistic. None of these things he would have if I didn't do what I did. How I built that business, how I built all our stuff. He didn't recognize any of that. Nothing. Even this morning, he actually said to me that the marriage breakdown was my fault. I'm like, are you fucking nuts? I've just finally saw my value and that you don't respect me at all. That's why, like, that was the trigger, right? When you're accusing me of talking to men and talking to people and flirting and everything, when I'm building a business for our family I don't do any of those things. You're the one doing the shitty things and then you project it on me. That's the point. We're having dinner yesterday. So he doesn't want to talk about that. And then he says, oh, I want to talk about you and your stuff. Oh, okay. Because right? Like, great. So we finish dinner or whatever. I start talking about it. I have a photo shoot on Monday, which I'm not prepared for. I haven't put any thought into. Why? Because I spent all of my time trying to really get this business going because I'm in fear, right? But I'm also having to work through all the layers. I got my credit fucked wrongfully by these corporations, overpaying a bill, and I got fucked. Like, fuck you guys. More harassment, more abuse. All of these things that have come at me, I can only deal with one thing at a fucking time, right? That's the point. That's why I can't talk to my parents. I can't, like, oh, you're not gone. That's why if you've ever said, to, like, oh, with women being in abusive situations, why doesn't she just leave? You don't understand how you've contributed to her not being able to leave. You're the system, everybody in it. I'm putting everybody in it is fucking responsible for why that woman couldn't leave. So if you've ever looked down on anyone for killing themselves, shaming a woman for and just saying she's crazy, understand you made her crazy. We're at that point. Because I know that. I'm fucking 1,000,000% because I see it now. What changed? My mind. Why I have evidence. That's why I do everything I do to document this. Because he's part of the reason I'm so ill. And that's the thing. I am ill because of everybody else's abuse. That's the truth. Everybody else has made me ill. I just had to see it. We're having, this dinner. And so I'm not allowed to talk about that. And then he says he wants to talk. Then I start talking about it because I said I'm not prepared. And I was trying to just talk. His energy shift was so nasty, so mean. It's like a jealousy. That's like, so I can't talk about that. And then I just mentioned, I'm like, because why? Why did I mention? I'm like, because I'm trying to point out an example of why I can't talk to him. Because he was mad at me that I don't talk to him. So I got in, whatever it was a couple weeks ago, he was so angry at me. You don't talk to me anymore. I'm like, I'm not allowed to talk about anything. I'm not allowed to talk about the things I need to talk about. And that's it. So I tried to bring that up as an example. I wasn't angry. I wasn't anything. I wasn't nothing. He lost his shit. He became so angry, screaming at me, everything. So I start to cry. And then he goes and plays his video game. And I'm like, okay, I took a bath and I just shut down. Right, and then we were watching a show, and then he doesn't even finish watching the show. His energy is nasty. He goes to bed. Okay, so I went to bed. Like, because old me, I'm like, I feel guilty. That's what he would do. I look back. So in that moment, right, when I was crying in the kitchen last night, everything came back. It was like the 12 years of the abuse and the thing, and I see him for who he is. All the lies, all the deceit, how he made me so ill. I see it. And what do I still do? Do I talk about him behind it? No, I'm documenting all of this to myself, for myself, to get my mental state well. That's what I've been doing for my sanity, for my safety. Videoing, like, trying to get these videos for myself, because what if he called the police on me and I have all of these stigmas, all of these things, my life's fucked again? Like, they've already fucked my life. The police have fucked my life. The government fucked my life. The doctors fucked my life. Because they keep listening to and supporting people like him. Like Brian, too. They're the same. And he's like, I'm nothing like Brian. I'm like, yeah, you're pretty fucking very similar. There's other things you've done that have been better after, right? When you recognize, like, on that flip side, I wouldn't have my license back. I wouldn't have, if he didn't do those things. I wouldn't. So I'm in gratitude at that. He's still putting a roof over my head so I can get through this. But that's exactly another thing. It's why I can't get out of this, because it's like I am in a clinical depression, which makes your body because the mental exhaustion from everything I do in a day kills me. I don't have the physical energy. It's why I can't put effort, like my outfits, my things, I'm doing my best to try to get through this, to start making an income so I can be free. Because what's the next thing I have to get? Why is it so important for me to have automation in my business? So I can fight my next battle with my child, like to get my child, right? And that might not come for later, because I have a whole battle against me. I have a battle against child services, the hospital, the doctors, the government, for all fucking up my life. The lawyers, everybody. That's why I am a lone wolf standing up for mental health issues, because I see it so clearly now. Nobody's in my league when it comes to mindset on this side, because nobody's helped me. Nobody's helped me. It goes, he gave me, what did I do? I like, for my coping mechanisms, I went into fictional character. I did believe at at that time. I can see the difference between delusions and fiction, right? Like, I watched this Jimmy Kimmel thing this morning and seeing these people believing JFK is going to be resurrected and come up to these things, right? I can tell the difference between the worlds and the different things, right? Of when am I in story, when am I in character, what, like, I had to get through all of that belief in God and spirits being there and everything got me through that. And the work that I do every day is the evidence to combine my faith in God that I'm moving towards something. But that's it. There's been no help. There's been no help on my side. I say my side being what I see in this world. The difference between and that's what I'm creating, a fictional imagination game, because it's all in my head, of who I would believe would be strong enough to actually do something if I ever had a meeting with those people. If they ever actually saw my life for what it was. I believe those people are strong enough to do it. That's my game. That's what I say in my messages, my things, or whatever else. I can tell the difference. It's also why I understand schizophrenics. It's also why I understand, all mental illness stems from abuse. And the abuse comes from the core family, and then the society and the beliefs around that what is that? Hiding secrets. Hiding everybody else's secrets. And I'm not doing that anymore. It's what's killed me. It killed me. Everybody else making me believe I'm not well, or I'm crazy. Sorry, I'm not well because they've put this false belief in my head. They're the sick ones. Narcissists are the sick ones. I know that. And that's why I have to continue to document these things for my safety. But I really, really, really just need to get through this. Because my old pattern would be, after something like that, this file and everything, would be to crash for a long time. And I don't want to do that, because then I'm losing all that time. And that's what's happened. So why am I not further ahead? That type of abuse. Then I get the other abuse from Brian. Then I get the issues with my daughter. Then I had massive issues with technology. Don't even get me started on that. How literally the issues I had with Apple set me back at least 6 months when I add up everything together, the technology stuff. It's actually unbelievable how many technical issues that I had. Like, it doesn't even make sense. The internet issues. Like, I had everything that could possibly fucking happen stacked against me. Absolutely, I did. And what changed? The only thing that's changed, my mindset. How I see it. Because I see what the core truth is, and I've seen myself now. I've looked at myself. I thank God have documented these videos. It's frustrating, right? Because I was like, I look back and I really see how much, like, if I look at all these videos, that's still like maybe 1% of the stuff, right? Like, I wasn't documenting everything. I was present. I was present for my kids. I have videos and different things for sure that I'm, thank God, because I didn't even realize why I was doing it, because I didn't have a memory and I wanted these things, and thank God, right? And then it's frustrating, actually. I look back at, a couple of events, because with friends and different things, I would take some videos, not really, but the ones that I did, and then people don't want to be on camera. Steve doesn't want to be on camera, this, that, and the other thing, and then everybody makes me feel bad for that too, when I'm like, that's actually the way I tell, that's been my healing, through a camera. And I actually like to work with other people who want to be on camera, who aren't a shit. But why? Because they don't have something to hide. Now, there's times, exactly on the flip side, that you need to put the camera away and be in the moment. And I've always done that. I know that. That's another misconception, if anybody ever thought different. Because I'm present when it's like I'm talking. I can do both. I'm not always on my phone. I'm not always to save my own ass. In the last, since February of 2020, I started recording a hell of a lot more. Thank God I did. Thank fucking God I did. And that also made me look crazy. But I needed to save my life. I needed to save my life. I didn't even realize how far gone and how bad this got. I know, like, I've never once said I'm not ill. I just needed to know why I was ill. And I finally needed to realize and stop taking the hits. It's actually not me who made me ill. My whole life, I believed I was the one making me ill. Was I fucking wrong? Is it Sigmund Freud that's quoted, or if he actually said that or not, but it sounds like something he would say, or whatever would make sense. Before you diagnose yourself with all these things, make sure you're not surrounded by idiots. Turned out I was surrounded by idiots. That was the problem. And that includes government, medical workers, doctors, nurses, lawyers, police, all of those things. So, and I said, even after what happened to me, right, all of my abuse, I still don't put people in it like, right, it was an Indian man who did what he did to me. Do I hate all Indians? Nope. It was a man who did, these things to me. Do I hate all men? Nope. It was a woman, teens and girls who abused me in other ways. It was Asian women and black women who beat me up when I was a teen because they were listening to a man's lies. Do I hate all those races? Nope. Because I don't do that, because I can separate people, and that's the problem with your society that I've learned. Say you, meaning that's a message to the world of this prejudice and these lies, and people have hid behind God and God's teachings for so long that God would not agree with, because that's written by humans, and that's logic. That's logic, because God is love, not hate, and all of this has been spewed by hate. God would not agree with that, and I am taking a goddamn stand to everybody who thinks otherwise, because I know that the world's mental illness is caused by narcissists, and narcissists were running our world. So you tell me when this is going to be fixed, because 1 in 3 children are molested. You tell me it's not the home environment, and I bet you that number's low. That's the stat number, which means I bet you that number's way low. And you're telling me these people haven't been working to make sure the rest of us are sick so they can continue to get away with their sick shit? That's why nobody can. They want you to believe you're crazy. So if you've thought you were crazy, maybe you need to take a look at who around you is telling you you're crazy. Look at your real life. And then take responsibility, because at the end of the day, none of this trauma was my fault. But the healing is my responsibility, and that's what I've been fucking doing. It would be unfair for you to call the police on me for standing up for myself. Steve threatened to call the police on me because I'm defending myself when he starts throwing my stuff. Because he wants me out. I just need this business to work faster so I can leave. I don't feel safe. And I need money. And I'm not well. And I tried to get help, and the doctor sent me back here. There's a major difference, like I've learned, in the brain with marijuana to alcohol to anything else. So yesterday in this situation, yep, I smoke cannabis, honestly, to escape. That's the truth. It helped, like, it's an escapism, right? I need, because I'm too stressed living here and dealing with this stuff. Other people use it for recreation, different things, that's great. I know mine's a crutch right now. I know that. I also know I can leave somewhere and go somewhere else and not use it. When I went to Mexico, didn't think about it, didn't use it, don't need to. I'm not addicted that way. It's a coping mechanism. They tried to throw that in my face. Oh, you're not thinking clearly or whatever. He has no idea the amount of work I do. The amount of work I do. I think very clearly. And I know exactly what happened yesterday. And he tries to put that, oh, because you're not in your right state of mind. I was in my right state of mind. Absolutely I was. It magnifies things so that I could see clearer. And it made me see clearly who he was. I saw it's like death over and over again, but this time it's going in a positive way where it reflects and shows me what he's done. And I had to see, like, he literally, like, that's the past. Yes, but the things he does in the present are what triggers that past for me to remember. Like when you leave me and my daughter for 3 days while you're fucking another woman in cold, no water, or like our everything out. I had no money, no nothing. He brought me to nothing. Like the issues and with stuff, like he doesn't recognize any of these things. I was an idiot though. Why? Because I was too fucking trusting. Having to replay like all of this stuff, right? And then I documented so I can make sense of it for my sanity. You know, and then he's telling me I'm the abusive one. I'm abusive. That's how he might, like when he's last resorts and all of that comes back around. I'm the one doing the constant healing, the constant inner work, the constant things, and understand how abusers abuse. He's heard me say that before. He's told me abusers abuse. You're so abusive. I haven't been able to say anything for 2 years. This is the thing, like, and the actual sickness here is that he believes that. That's why the most dangerous liars on the or people on the planet are the ones who don't even know they're lying. And he's one of them. Aaron's one of them. Brian's one of them. Amanda's one of them. Apparently, so are so many of these doctors and child services and government workers. Everybody. Until I see some fucking help on this side, everybody. There's so many things that are missing that I can't find and I can't remember. So frustrated. It's not right. I shouldn't have to be looking back at my own goddamn life and at my own child and trying to remember this. And I can't find all the stuff, and over the years technology breaks and you save something and you lose it and I can't remember, and I just... The abuse was so bad. And this woman has fucking destroyed my kid, and she is a fucking... And Brian is too dumb or ignorant and controlling and doesn't want to pop his fucking light bubble to see the truth. And this is the thing, people rather live their lie than fucking protect their kids for real. And I need to remember, and I can't find my stuff! So everybody has multiple personality disorders. Everybody. Because throughout a day we go through so many different emotions. It's just a matter of how severe your past was, the type of traumas you've had, the opportunities you've had to educate yourself and expand your mind. That's it. And that's what I am desperate to prove. Because with all that I've been through, my emotions in a day, like I can have 1,000 different emotions, and you know, you're crying, you're happy, you're excited, you're all of these different things, and it's the majority of the time I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just fighting for my life, literally, because after so much abuse, there has to be a light at the end of this tunnel. There just has to be.